Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Allow me to greet our honorable lecturers, Professor Dr. Haji Sutarta MSI MSc, Mam Kamalia MPD, and Mam Rahmita Nurbaiti MPD. And also greetings to my fellow college mate. My name is Hermina Maharung Sarapil. You guys can call me Mina. Today I'm going to explain about algebraic equation. First is about solving a more complicated solution. This one is from the video. So find the value of x for the following equation. For the letter A, 3x plus 5 is equals to 17. And for the letter B, 7x minus 2 is equals negative 10. Next, this is the solution of finding the value of x for the equation 3x plus 5 equals 1. So get the left side simplified to become only 3. So what should we do? We have to subtract. We have to find a number that we can subtract to 5 and the answer is 0. So that it will only be left 3x. So 3x plus 5 minus 5 and 17 minus 5. So the left and right side must be subtract or must be minus by 5. So 3x plus 5 minus 5 is equals to 0. So 3x plus 0 is equals to 3x and 17 minus 5 is equals to 12. So now the left is 3x equals 12. So we want to just find, in the question it said that we have to find the value of x. So we have to just left x on the left side. So since it is 3x, divide the 3x with 3. Not only the 3x but the both sides. So 3x divided by x and 12 divided by 3x divided by 3 and 12 divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is equals to 1 and 1 times x is still x. And 12 minus 3 is equals to 4. So x is equals to 4. Next, B. Finding the value of x for 7x minus 2 is equals to negative 10. Get the left side simplified to become only 7. So like what we had done in the letter A, we have to subtract or add. Since here is 7x minus 2, so we have to add it into 2, so that 2 minus 2 is 0 and the only number left is 7x. So 7x minus 2 plus 2, so here we're going to add it, and negative 10 plus 2. So negative 2 plus 2 is equals to 0. So 7x minus 0 is still 7x. And then negative 10 plus 2 is equals to negative 8. And then again, we have to find the value of x. So since we have 7x equals negative 8, so we have to divide it by the both side by 7 so that we only have x. Because 7 divided by 7 is 1 and 1 times x is still x. And 8 divided by negative 7 is still negative 8 over 7. Next, example number 7. Allow me to read it. Allison and Rachel were competing in race. Allison had a 10 minutes head start and was running at 3 km per hour. Rachel ran at 5 km per hour. The question is, in how many minutes did Rachel catch up with Allison? So in this problem, the key factor is that at the moment that Rachel catch up to Allison, so that they will have traveled the same distance. So distance traveled by Allison is equals to distance traveled by Rachel. Allison ran 10 minutes more, which will be represented by t plus 1/6, since 10 minutes is 1/6 of an hour. or like what you guys saw in the presentation, open bracket 1 6 hours is equals to 10 minutes and then close bracket. So let t is equals to Rachel's time and t plus 1 6 is equals to Allison's time. So you guys may be asking that why should we going to use a minutes, not why should we going to use the hour, not minutes? Because the units of t must be hours, since the rates are given in hours too. Next, still in the solution, so the formula is distance is equals to rate times time. So we're just going to substitute it. So 3 times t plus 3, allow me to repeat it. So 3 open bracket or times t plus 1 6 close bracket is equals to 5t. So all we need to do is we have to multiply the 3 into the number or variable that in the parentheses. So 3 times t is equals to 3t, and 3 times 1 6 is equals to 1/2, because 3 divided by 3 divided by 6 is equals to 1/2. And then we have to subtract the 3t from the both sides so that we can find the value of t. So 3t minus 3t is equals to 0, so we only have 1/2 left. And 5t minus 3t is equals to 2t, so 1/2 equals 2t. And then we're going to find the 2 again, the t. So 2t divided by 2 and 1/2 also divided by 2. So t is equals to 1/4 hours, and if we're going to convert it into minutes again, the 3 becomes 15 minutes. So to check, we compute the distance traveled by each girl using t is equals to 1/4 for Rachel. So for Allison, since we already got the t for Rachel, we're just going to substitute it. So since the t is equals to 1/4, so 1/4 plus 1 6 is equals to 5/12 for Allison. So distance is equals to rate times time, and the Rachel distance was 5 times 1/4, so it's equals to 1.25 kilometer. Allison traveled was 3 times 5/12 is equals to 1.25 kilometer. So Rachel need 15 minutes to catch up with Allison. Example number 8. If Drew can paint 5 rooms in 8 hours, and Samantha can paint 3 rooms in 6 hours, how long will it take them to paint 7 rooms working together? So the solution is, using the rate formula, we see that Drew's rate of work is 5/8 rooms per hour, and Samantha's rate of work is 3/6 or 1/2 room per hour. Let t is equals to the time to complete the job together. So total number of rooms paint is, the formula of it is total equals paint by Drew plus paint by Samantha. So the total is 7, and the paint by Drew is 5/8t plus 1/2 t. So 7 equals 5/8t plus 4/8t. Where did we find the 4/8? So we have to make the numerator become the same, so that we the 1/2 and 4/8 is just the same. So we're just going to use the 4/8 because the numerator is 8. So 5 plus 4 is equals to 9, so that 7 is equals to 9/8t. So if we are going to find the t, we have to multiply both sides by 8. So 7 times 8 and 9 over 8 times t times 8. So 7 times 8 is equals to 56, and 9 over 8 t times 8 is equals to 9t. So again, if we're going to find the t, we have to divide both sides by 9, because the number that in the side of the t is 9. So we have to divide it into 9 so that the answer will be t. So t is equals to 56 over 9, or 6 and 2 over 9, 2 over 9 hours. So they will take 6 and 2 over 9 hours to paint 7 rooms if they are working together. Next, example number 9. It takes Suzanne 10 hours longer than Laurie to take their store's inventory. If it takes 3 and 3/4 hours for them to do the job together, how long would it take Suzanne to do it alone? So, since Laurie takes less time to complete the job, we will let her time to be presented by t. So Laurie's time is equals to t, and Suzanne's time is equals to t plus 10. The number of jobs considered in this problem is 1. Therefore, Laurie's rate is equals to 1 over t, and Suzanne's rate is equals to 1 over t plus 10. One job is equals to amount done by Suzanne plus amount done by Laurie. Next, using 3 and 3/4 is equals to 15 over 4. So the amount done by Suzanne is equals to 1 over t plus 10 times 15 over 4. And the amount done by Laurie is 1 over t times 15 over 4. Next, substituting into the preceding model, one job is equals to amount done by Suzanne plus amount done by Laurie. Note that the combined rate is equal to the sum of the individual's rate. So, 1 equals 1 over t plus 10 times 15 over 4 plus 1 over t times 15 over 4. Since we have 15 over 4 in the both side in the both number that in the center of parentheses, so we're just going to move the 15 over 4 out, and then put the number that has multiplied by 15 over 4 below so that we can make it simple. So 15 over 4 15 over 4 times, or open bracket, 1 over t plus 10 plus 1 over t. It also in this presentation it said that take out 15 over 4 from the operation. So simplify the fraction on the left side to get the fractional equation. So 1 over 15 plus 4 is equals to 1 over t plus 10 and then plus 1 over t. If you guys ask where is the 15 over 4 in the left side of this number, it's already gone because we already divide both sides by 15 over 4. So 1 divided by 15 over 4 is equals to 4 over 15. And 1 over t plus 10 is just still the same. And 1 over t is also the same. So 4 over 15 match the denominators. So t plus open bracket t plus 10 close bracket divided by t times open bracket t plus 10 close bracket. Multiplying both sides of the equation b the least common denominator. So 4 times t times open bracket t plus 10 close bracket equals 15 times open bracket t plus open bracket t again plus 10 close bracket and then close bracket for everyone. So simplifying, we get a quadratic equation. So 4t squared or 4t to the power of 2 plus 40t is equals to 15t plus 15 times or open bracket t plus 10 close bracket. And then subtracting 30t and 150 from both sides. So 4t to the power of 2 plus 10t minus 30t minus 150 is equals to 0. So 4t squared or 4t to the power of 2 plus 10t minus 150, because 40t minus 30t is equals to 10t. And next, dividing all terms by 2 simplifies the equation. So we got 2t to the power of 2 plus 5t minus 75 is equals to 0. And then we can now factor and solve it. 2t plus 15 and t minus 5 is equals to 0. So 2t plus 15 is equals to 0 and t is equals to 15 divided by 2 or 7.5, and t minus a negative because we subtract both sides by 15, so 2t is equals to negative 15. So t is equals to negative 7.5. And for the second t minus 5 is equals to 0, so t is equals to 5. Since the problem requires physical time, we reject the negative answer and we see that t is equals to 5 is lowest time. Therefore, Suzanne can complete the job in 5 plus 10 is equals to 15 hours working alone. Next, example number 10. At the chocolate factory, John's job is to experiment with mixing different amount of milk and chocolate to find different flavors. If he mixes 2 quarts, or the symbol is QT, of type A, which contains 15% chocolate, with 1 quart of type B, which contains 10% chocolate. He creates type C. What percent of type C is chocolate? The solution is, in this situation, the rate is the percentage of chocolate. For each type, we have the relationship amount of chocolate amount of chocolate in the type is equals to percent of chocolate times amount of type. So in type A, we have 0.15 or 15% times 2 is equals to 0.3 quart of chocolate. I think there's a mistake, so we have 0.15 times 2 is equals to 0.3 quart of chocolate. And in type B, we have 0.10 times 1 is equals to 0.1 quart of chocolate. For mixtures type C, we have 0.3 chocolate type A plus 0.1 chocolate type B is equals to 0.4 quart of chocolate. And amount of type is equals to 2 quart of type A plus 1 quart of type B is equals to 3/4 of liquid. And so the relationship is chocolate, the percentage of that, calculate the percentage that is chocolate. So it is equals to amount of chocolate divided by amount of type. So 0.4 divided by 3 is equals to 0.1333, etc., or 13.3%. So the percentage of type C chocolate is 13.3%. Proceed to the next topic. It's about vocabulary. The first one is algebra. What is algebra? Algebra is the part of mathematics that helps represent problem or situation in the form of mathematical expressions. So in algebra, we use numbers like 2, -7, and etc., which has a definite or fixed value. In algebra, we use variables like x, y, and z along with numbers. So example, expand open bracket 2x plus 3y close bracket to the power of 2 using the algebraic identities. So like the solution is, I know that you guys already know how to solve this, so just look in my presentation. The solution is just like that. Next, coefficient. What is coefficient? In a number or any symbol representing a constant value that is multiplied by the value or a single term or the terms of polynomial. Example, in the expression ax squared plus bx plus c, the coefficient is a. The x is the variable and the 2 is the exponent. Next is function. What is function? A function in math is a special relationship among the inputs or domain and their outputs, or we know as codomain, where each input has exactly one output and the output can be traced back to its input. The example of a simple function is f open bracket x and close bracket is equals to x squared. That is the simple example of the fraction, and there's still a lot of example like what you guys saw in my presentation, but I think I can say it by one as long as we already understand what function is. Next, greater than. What is greater than? Like what you guys saw in my presentation, that sign, or we can see it like, oh, I think that not real. Yeah, it's like this, the sign called greater than. So it denotes that the number after the more than sign is smaller than the number before the symbol. So example, 5 is greater than 3, like what it show in my presentation. Next, less than. The less than sign, or like this, is the one of the inequality signs, which is used to compare the number. If the first number is less than the second number, so less sign is used. Example, 5 is less than 10. Next, greater than or equal. What is greater than or equal? The greater than or equal is used to represent inequality in math. So it tells us that the given variable is either greater than or equal to a particular value. Example, if x is greater than or equal 3 is given, that means that x is either greater than or equal to 3. So next, less than or equal. What is less than or equal? The less than or equal symbol means that the number on the left is less than or equal to the number on the right. For example, x is less than or equal to y. It means that x is less than or equal to y. Next, term. What is term in mathematics? Term in math is defined as the value on which mathematical expressions occur in algebraic expression. So let's understand it with an example of term. So 8x plus 9. Both 8x and 9 are terms of this algebraic expression. So next, factorization. What is factorization? In mathematics, factorization is when you break a number down into smaller numbers that multiply together give you that original number. So when you split a number into its factors or divisor, that's a factorization. So for example, the factorization of the number 12 is 4 times 3, 6 times 2, just like that. Next, digit. A digit is an element of a set that, taken as a whole, comprises a system of numeration. The digit is also a number in a specific context. Example, this element of set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. Next, number. What is number? Number used for representing the quantity and used in marking calculation. A written symbol like 3, which represent a number, is known as numerals. A number system is a writing system for donating numbers using digits or symbols in a logical manner. That's all my presentation. I hope you guys understand what we just learned for today's video. So thank you very much and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.